Get heated. All right, Skip.
PB.
Rocking
Every
that
day.
baby.
That's what you do.
That's what I do to you every day.
Oh.
Whatever.
Wow. Whose side are you on here?
So, I know Patrick Beverley. I respect Patrick Beverley. But last night, I was on Russell Westbrook's side because what Patrick Beverley did last night was a dirty play and a cheap shot. He dived, not for the basketball, which was loose. He dived for Russ's knees, and I did not like it. But before I expand on that, let me go back to the 2013 incident that detonated all of this bad blood between these two. It was Game 2 of a first-round playoff series between the Houston Rockets and the Thunder at Thunder, and I defended that night Patrick Beverley because, again, if we could see the first play, yeah, we're seeing it right now. This is Russ he's trying to reach for the basketball to call timeout after he got it past half court. And Patrick, who's an overachiever who played in Russia and Greece and the G League and the Summer League until he finally got a shot with the Rockets, that was just a good, hard basketball play. The ball was a little bit dangerously teetering there, and he went for the basketball.
And we see that all the time.
See it all the time. And I had no problem with it. And as Russ pivoted to try to block him off, he turned on his knee, and it was just like a freak accident because his lateral meniscus, which is a cartilage, it tore, and it tore badly, and it took away the rest of his year, and they had a hard time getting him back. It took multiple surgeries to get it right. So it was a terrible thing, and the Oklahoma City fans are never going to forgive on Patrick Beverley, and I do not blame them. So last night, the bad blood starts up again, and Russ scores easily on Patrick, and he does Rockabye Baby, and then Patrick scores on Russ, and he does Rockabye Baby. So it's getting worse and worse, and then the loose ball incident happens, and I was ashamed for Patrick Beverley because I think his emotions and his anger went over the edge as he's playing in enemy territory. It's in a war zone for him. They're still all over him. He kept turning to the fans saying, "Let it go, bro." It was 7 years ago. It was actually 5.5 years ago, but it feels like it was 7 to Patrick Beverley because every time he goes back there, they're all over him. And he boiled over, and he went for Russ's knees. And Russ was furious about it, and I don't know what he was yelling at the bench, but it was not pretty. And for the first time ever, I saw 4 policemen. I don't know if they're security police or real policemen. I think they're real policemen. They got on the court just to make sure there was not another brawl like broke out in the Lakers-Houston game.
You know, Skip, it's hard for me, and it's really hard for me to pick a side because I don't think either guy was out of line for the way they reacted. If you look at Patrick Beverley, you named the teams that he played for before he got to the NBA. Overseas for 3 different teams, in the G League, in the Summer League. See, the thing is with him, Skip, is that he has to live in this gray area. I don't believe he's ever went over the line, but he has to stay here because, as Russell said, he's a little guard. He's not 6'8". He's not 7 foot tall. He's an undersized guard. So every single night, that's how he got to the NBA. He played hard for 82 games, diving on the floor, trying to get loose balls, taking charges, setting picks for other guys. That's the way, that's his area, Skip. You have to live in that box for him. See, I don't think he went for Russ because he wasn't even guarding Russ. He was on Paul George, and Russ tried to...
It didn't look like he made a play for the ball.
But here's the thing. He went to where the ball was. By the time he got there, Russ had already regathered the ball and had moved on. But he had already committed. It's kind of like a defender, Skip. I'm going for where you is, and all of a sudden, the guy flinches, and now we go head-to-head. You throw the flag. Russ goes back to 2013. Bruh, you caused me to miss half the season.
He did.
Could have cost me my career because I had to, as you mentioned, he had to have another surgery on that very knee. So it was a very similar play for Russ. They called timeout. Billy Donovan, Russ is upset, could see it could possibly be escalating. He said, well, let me go and call a timeout. Get Russ over here. Russ said, nah, I'm going to stand right here. I ain't going nowhere. Well, you know Patrick Beverley's not going anywhere, Skip. What they call him? They call him the junkyard dog.
They do.
What they call him? Exactly. So he has to live in a world that a LeBron James, that a Kevin Durant, or Anthony Davis doesn't have to live in. And what we've seen from guys, no matter what the sport is, Skip, look at Jose Altuve, how hard he hustles. Because the Astros say, look, nah, you didn't make the team, and not only did you not make the team, don't come back. But he didn't listen to him. He came back. He hustles. He runs out every single play. So what we've seen from guys that struggle to make it, they have an extra chip on their shoulder. They know what it was like to not have and to not be in this league. So Patrick Beverley, as long as he's in this league, Skip, he's going to play like that. Yeah. Because once he does it, because you know why? He doesn't have a shot like Steph Curry. He can't block shots like Anthony Davis. He can't score the ball like Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. He has to live in this area. And people view that as him stepping over the line. But he must get on the floor and get every loose ball. He must set picks. So I don't think it was dirty, and I have no problem for Russ reacting the way he did because Russ, in his mind, this is 2013 all over again. But I thought he was going to where the ball was, and by the time he got there, Russ had already got the ball, and it was too late. He had already committed.
Remember, Russ recently had yet another surgery on the same knee.
Correct.
And he missed the first 2 games of this season.
So he's hypersensitive about that.
Hypersensitive. And last night was the first night that I saw him really be explosive, where it looked like he really had his legs and confidence underneath him. Yes. And all of a sudden, to me, Patrick went for his livelihood. Mm-hmm. He went into his knees, whether he was diving for where the ball was. Yes. I don't know. It just looked dirty to me. It looked cheap. It looked like he went through the gray area into the dirty area. Russ was not having it.
Oh, of course. Obviously, you know, your knees, especially in a sport like that, that's everything. And Russ is predicated on quickness and being able to bound up off the floor time and time again. So he doesn't want to have that knee gone back into after he just came off surgery and missed, like 6 weeks this past season, this past offseason. Yeah. But I don't think Patrick Beverley lives
he doesn't
over
live
the line.
There, no.
But he must live in the gray area. He got to stay Skip. How tall you think Patrick Beverley is? 6 foot tall?
He says 6'1". He's probably 6. I've stood next to him. He's 6 feet.
Okay, 6 foot.
Yeah. So and he's wiry, strong. He's got all that going, and he's in superior shape. He can run all night.
Well, if people think Patrick Beverley is a dirty player, Chris Paul is grimy.
I agree with that.
Because it's not even close.
I agree.
It's not even close.
No, I'm with you.
And Chris Paul was a top 5 pick. Mm-hmm. So there's no reason. But because he's undersized and he feels that, a lot of times, young guys, they would have, smaller people have the Napoleonic complex that they feel people are going to take advantage of them because they're small. And so I'm going to let you know you're not finna run over me because I'm small in stature. Mm-hmm. So they're more apt to have that, I'm going to show you. Yeah. Patrick Beverley, because he doesn't have a unique skill set, his unique skill set is hustle, is desire, is determination. Yep. Chris Paul can assist the basketball.
He can.
Chris Paul can score. Patrick Beverley, that's not his game.
I'm not sure what his game is except that. Just to disrupt as a defensive
What did he do
team.
last year, Skip?
Yep.
The first game they played, the Los Angeles Lakers and the L.A. Clippers. What did he do last year, Skip? He picked up Lonzo Ball from the time the ball was tipped by 94 feet.
Took him completely out of the game.
And after the game, he looked at it. You caused this.
LeVar.
You caused this.
Yep, that's for you.
You brought this on your son. So that's his mentality. That's his mindset. And Russ is like, and what did Russ say? Little guard, got rock him to sleep. Mm-hmm. So Russ is looking at it like, bro, you. And we've seen guys that Kevin Durant get a mismatch, and he turns around and shoots over him. What did he yell? You too small. Or you can't see me. He can't. Jimmy Butler, notorious. He can't see me. That's not what he said. He said that. He can't see me. The trash talking going back and forth.
So to Doc Rivers' credit, he did not pull Patrick out of the game. He let him play. Yeah. And to Patrick's credit, he played fair and square the rest of the way. And to Russ's credit, they just kept on playing and they finished the basketball game.
The thing is, Skip, this is old school basketball where in the 80s, maybe early 90s, guys sincerely didn't like each other. You didn't see all the chummy stuff. But there's a new age now with these traveling basketball teams, and guys know each other. Guys grow up now playing each other since the age of 9 years old. A lot of these guys go to the same school. And if they don't go to the same school, they're coming in the NBA relatively the same time after having played against each other and played with each other. So they don't view each other as adversarial, say like Bird and the Magic, or like Jordan in the Pistons. Jordan hated everybody on the Pistons.
Yeah. So I was listening to and watching the legendary Clippers announcer, Ralph Lawler, last night, and he was shook up because the police were on the floor, and Ralph's been doing it for God knows how many years, and he'd never seen that before. I'd never seen that. I don't know if it's a new directive from the league office, like we will have the police out just to show a force, like no punches will be thrown. We got police. I don't know. I thought of your game last night. Can you imagine police coming on the field if there's a fracas in an NFL game?
No.
No?
They don't want that kind of problem.
I don't think it'd end well.
I mean, and the thing is that It used to be like that. You remember in the 80s, Skip, in the 70s, guys fought on the field. Guys did. But
no,
they cleaned that up.
Yeah.
Because guys don't want to miss them paychecks.
Yeah.
You know, I'm good.
Last one I saw was Dion and Andre Rison on, was it Monday night?
No, it was Sunday.
Was it Sunday?
It was Sunday game.
And they just threw down.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of for show, but it was fun to watch.
Well, you know, hey, Time said, it's my house. I built this house. Andre Rison said, look, you might have dead, but hey, I live here. I'm a tenant now, and you going to show me respect. You can't just come in. You know, it's like, it's disrespectful. I'm renting a place. You know, the landlord just take the key and open that door and come on in. I wish you might come in my house like that. I pay rent here. Don't come in here. You're going to get exactly what you're looking for.
I would not be bugging you. No,
Nah.
stay away. All right.